Hey, good looking, what you got cooking? Who's writing these intros? Welcome to another Whiskey review with me, the Whiskey Novice. Thank you for joining me, where we are nipping back right down to Campbeltown, and we are looking at the first of. I'm gonna give you a bit of a heads up. Recently, I was in my local supermarket, and I saw some single malts, entry-level single malts. There were a few. At that time, I wasn't quite sure how many, but I didn't really count. Anyway, and I noticed they were on offer. Entry-level single malts on offer. So then I sort of summed up and I bought 4 entry-level single malts on offer for under £100, the 4 of them. Supermarket stuff. Entry-level stuff. However, they were from distilleries, which I would suggest we hold in fairly high regard, most of them. So I thought to myself, I'm going to buy these. I was originally, full disclosure, just going to fire out a sort of review of the 4, all as in one go. Here you go. Here's 4 supermarket whiskies. What do you think? As I sat down with them, as I took a little time over them, I started to find points of interest about them, and I thought to myself, these deserve more than that. They deserve more than just firing out 4 reviews in one, just because they were supermarket level whiskies. So here you go. This is the first one. That's what's happening. And the Glen Scotia Campbeltown Harbour. So typical sort of entry level, bottled at 40%, chill filtered probably, colour added probably, no record of it on the label. But, I just decided, here we go. So here we go. I'll tell you about the price whenever we get further down the path here. So, it's Campbeltown. It's Glen Scotia. It's a distillery that we are quite fond of, I would suggest, most of us. This light, orangey, citrusy. There's stuff going on. This is ex-bourbon. Some caramel, yes, some vanilla. And I would suggest, as it does on the label, that there's, hints of sea spray and gentle smoke. So yeah, matured in the finest first fill bourbon cask. So sea spray and gentle smoke is what they're suggesting. And yes, I would agree. And salted caramel. Fruitier, yeah, there are fruity notes. As I said, it's gentle. It's not... It's gentle. Yeah, salted caramel. I think if you hit the salted caramel on this, you're not far off the mark. And there are other fruitier, slightly brighter, fruitier notes. But, not bad. It's not bad. So let's get into the palate. Sweet and sour. Yeah. Some of that sea spray once again. Some of those citrusy, fruity notes once again. Vanillas and caramels once again. Salted caramel once again. And here's the thing about this. On a fresh palate, which we're doing here, on a fresh palate, this ain't bad actually. It's not bad. And when we get into the price, that helps. It's however, first in a flight, yes. Second of the night, no. Oh, I'm gonna use that one again. I just made that up. I'm gonna use it again. Because I just know already that there's not enough weight with this. It is thin on the palate. The flavours are there. The flavours are helping it along. I think the 40% ABV thing isn't helping it. And it's whenever it gets into the back of the palate that it just feels light. Very light. There's not an awful lot of a finish at all. It's a bit... hangs around a bit on the palate. Some of that saltiness hangs around. But it's not bad. So let's see if we can turn it up a level. Let's just move this through a bit quicker. Retail price for this is around the £35 mark. I paid around the £25 mark. At £25, yeah, it definitely helps this. It's still a whiskey in need of help. It's just thin on the palate. At £25, yes, this is one that I would suggest. You're a beginner to whiskey. It's £25 on the shelf. It's a single malt. It's from Campbeltown. All day long. Buy this and it will boost your what are we on? Whiskey journey. That's the one. But that little bit further down your whiskey journey, we ask a bit more. But then again, I said it before, £25. It's still worth £25 of anybody's money. I believe it is. Yeah, I'm not going to say a whole lot more because, more might be said later on. Retail prices, I said, around £35 mark. For me, no, I wouldn't pay it again. I wouldn't replace it at that price by any means. £25, give it a chance on your journey. Yeah. So I mentioned something earlier about pricing and stuff like that there, Adam. Just in my opinion, if you have tried this as a sort of beginner or you're new to whiskey or you've paid for this, you bought it, do yourself a favour, add a little extra money and buy the Glen Scotia double cask. If you're on your journey a little while, if you've had a few whiskies, you've got to know whiskey a bit, and this is the first Glen Scotia you've bought and you've thought the same as me, where it's a bit thin in the palate, it's lacking, it's a bit, don't let it put you off Glen Scotia by any means. Please don't. Glen Scotia are fantastic generally. Not that this is bad. This is where it should be. 35, it could even creep up under the £40 mark. At that point, I would be expecting more. It's just a bit thin in the palate, and even there is quite a bit of flavour going on in the palate, but it still feels a bit tepid. It feels like as if it just falls short of being anything very impressive. There's flavour there, there's stuff going on, it's just thin, short and forgetful. But no, don't let it, as I say, don't let it put you off Glen Scotia. And the double cask is to me where their entry level should be. It was always a good entry level whiskey in my opinion. So there you go, that's where I'm going to leave that. So this is the start of just a few, as I said, supermarket whiskies for me. Some of them, we'll see where they go. I'll be back the next time. Hold on. I'm away with the fairies. Away with the fairies, people. Thank you for joining me. It's always a pleasure. Thank you very much to my patrons. Should anybody wish to show the channel some support and join that group, the details are in the video description below. Do you know what's happening? It's a few weeks since I've recorded a review. My head's away with it. I'll be back the next time. I hope you can join me then. Until then, look after yourselves and here's to your good health. Cheers. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Please click and subscribe to be notified of further content.